I have some wonderful news. I finally got this charging light to come on. This green light right here is what I've been aiming for the last several weeks. And so I've been working on, like I said, I've been working off and on this project for several weeks now. And so I finally contacted the SunGold support team because my solar panels were not charging my battery. And so as you can see right here, 150, 160 volts of solar panels are being brought in. And so if I switch, let's see, I need to switch to this one, and it tells me I've got 1.5 to 2 amps coming in through the current of the solar panels. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's what I've been aiming for these last several weeks. And I need to switch back to this other setting. There we go. It's dark in here. I couldn't get the screen to stop reflecting, so I just turned the light off, and so now I'm working in the dark. But it shows up well in the video. So this is what I've been aiming for. The SunGold support team helps me out over email, and so my battery voltage here is going up to 56.5 volts, and then I hooked 4 48-volt solar panels in series. And so Vivian on the SunGold support team said that my solar panels will not start the inverter unless they are meeting 120 volts minimum. So that's what I had to do to get this. Well, that's one of the things I did. I switched to 4 solar panels in series, and then I also switched a setting. Instead of lithium iron phosphate number 14 battery setting, I switched it to lithium iron phosphate number 16 in the settings of this inverter, and something worked. And so I'm not going to change it right now because it's charging and my battery voltage is going up, and I've got 120 volts on my AC output, so that means we're good to go on the AC output. And so I should be able to connect this to my house right now and everything be working all right. And so probably in the next once I got to get the wires buried in my trench, and I've still got to bore under my driveway, which I'm thinking I might just get a 6 or 8 foot rod and weld a drill bit on the end of it so I can drill under my driveway. I've made a significant impact with post hole diggers under my driveway, but it's getting to the point where I'm hitting kind of a stalemate. It's just so rough and rocky under there. I'm having a hard time. So I may may end up drilling under the driveway. I'm not sure yet, but still got to get these wires buried in a trench up to my house. I've got all the things I need. I've got the wiring and everything. And in a previous video, I know I showed I hooked this up to my house just to make sure it worked, and it did power some light bulbs. So I know that I'm getting power from this, and I'm not getting power from the grid when I do that. So that is very encouraging. And now I'm a step farther in the process. I've got this green light charging my battery, so that is another step towards being off the grid. And hopefully, at least during the day on sunny days, we can be completely off the grid and not have to use the power company at all. So I'm looking forward to showing more of that as we make progress in the future.